Woo! What an episode. The entire time I was like, fuck me. Like, what? Like, like, shrill, like, yes, honey, cause y'all did that. That season finale was everything. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I'm all over the place because I was super excited, super amped up about this season finale. Do you hear me? I was here for it, all of it. Like, yes, thank you very much. I will take that. And I'm gonna hold on to that. And, ooh, did you just say that? Did that just happen? We found out some shit that we had no clue about. Shit came together all in this episode. What you didn't know, you now know. Listen, housekeeping. If it's your first time visiting my channel, hey, what's up, though? Like, go ahead, become part of my family by clicking the subscribe button. You can be a ray of sunshine. You might as well click the notification bell since you're already there. And then, for those of us that are already shining, honey, how we can do 100 in the shade, but we like to step out and tell the truth. I am so grateful to and for you. Listen, I normally do a recap of 9. Like, can you see all the energy I have? I know you're like, what the fuck, Talisa? Calm down. So I normally do a recap of 9, but I'm all like, why waste 2 minutes of telling you about what happened? I need all the minutes, okay? Go back and look at it. It's up here. If you need to see my review, it's there for you. It's gonna be here on the internet, on YouTube. Go check it out. So, let me take a deep breath. I need to release some of that energy that I have because it is a whole lot that I have so I can focus. Because honestly, I don't know where to begin except at the beginning. And I normally give you, a review by character, but I can't do that this time because everybody was melded together. It was all together, came together. We found out a lot of shit happened, and I was just like, how am I going to do this? Help me out. So if I miss anything, you know what to do. Let me know down in the comments below. We always have a dialogue. Okay, so here we go. The scene opens and it is Desna. She's running like she was running at the end of episode 9. However, here comes that 1982 van, the blue one, honey, with the girls in it looking like Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine, because they are coming to look for motherfucking Desna, honey, and they are yelling, Desna, 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 everywhere. You got Polly, you got Quiet Ann, you got Virginia, and you have motherfucking Dean in the van. Dean is in the van. Why? Because he has the family locator for her phone. Yes, it says she should be right here. The green dot, she should be here. When they pull up, they see 2 cars. They hop out. There's no Desna. But they also see that the Russian had been killed. And it's, you're taken aback by it. Dean is spazzing the fuck out. Nobody can calm him down. Not even his pretty pussy, Virginia. Like, don't touch me. This is too much. They hop back in the van and they continue to look for Desna, knowing that she is somewhere here on this property. Well, Desna sees them first and she gets to running in them fucking heels and that damn romper that's leather and leopard. I hated it. Okay, I know probably some of y'all loved it, but I hated it. Now, I did like the little peekaboo of red because I wish they would have put her on some red shoes or a red lip, but she couldn't have that on because, whatever. But I'm just saying I hated it. Anyway, she sees them. She starts yelling, quiet in, quiet in, quiet in. Like, they don't hear her. They can't see her. But at the same time that Polly realizes that she's running behind them, Roller appears. Roller and the Russian. Roller's chasing the Russian, but sees the girls in the van, and he sees Desna. And Desna's running as fast as she can to get to the van. I mean, she's running as fast as she can to get there. They open up the back door for her to hop in. But here's the thing. Roller is at a pivotal point. Do I chase after the Russian or do I chase after Desna? His dumb ass decides to go after Desna and lets the Russian go. Like, I thought that was stupid as fuck, but whatever. I guess, it all comes together momentarily, right? So she hops in the car. He's running after her. He could have shot her. He had a straight beeline to pull that trigger, but he didn't because we knew that he wasn't going to never do it anyway. He loved her. She gets in the van and she says, the Russians are going to go after Jen's kids. Now, this is the one thing that I was confused about. When the fuck did the Russians say that? Did I miss that? Did they say that in the last episode? That they were going to go after Jen and Bryce's kids? I don't remember that. So if you remember it, please let me know. I need to know, because I'm all like, I missed it. Do I need to go back and watch 2 episodes to see if that shit came up? Because I don't. Okay. I digress. I can go on the same subject for the long ass time. Anyway, y'all know me by now. So, somebody called Jen. Well, they calling and they calling and they calling. No Jen, no Jen, no Jen. Okay, she's not answering her phone. Why is she not answering her phone? They shoot to the Jewish hottie Hank Glock's house, honey, and she is in her bed, in his bed with her little lingerie, her little undergarments on, honey, looking all sexy and glowy and shit. Talking about she need love and affection. She ain't even paying attention to that phone. Y'all know how it get when the shit get good to you. You know, that phone be on silent, especially if you creeping around. Like, I ain't never done that or nothing. But I'm just saying, you creeping around, you turn your phone off. So she don't hear shit. She's enjoying her moment with her boo. Well, Roller is calling Bryce. I want to say that he called Bryce. He called Bryce and he said, where are your kids? The Russians are going to get your kids. Again, I don't know where the fuck they got that from. I don't remember it. I think that's something that the writers just threw in there for us. Or they said it and it was cut out on something else. You know how they, trim shit so it'll fit in the format and the time frame. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But y'all gonna tell me in a minute. So, he's all like, you gotta get the kids because the Russians are gonna come get them. Well, Bryce begins to start calling. I can't remember. Was fucking Roller on the phone with Uncle Daddy? Because one way or the other, he told Uncle Daddy that he was on the phone with Uncle Daddy. He told Uncle Daddy that he had killed one of the Russians. And so Bryce, you need to call because they said that they were going to call Jen because they said they were going to come after the Russians. I mean, they were going to come after your children. So, in this moment, he's all like, what the fuck have you done? Uncle Daddy is upset, but Uncle Daddy calls his wife Wanda and says, baby, I need you to get down here to Shishi's immediately. We are going to war with the Russians. On top of that, Bryce accidentally killed Ted. And she's all like, how in the fuck do you accidentally kill somebody? We ain't been in a war in forever, but she gets excited about it and she's putting all her ammunition into a bag and she's yelling for the girls. Girls, girls, girls. Knowing now that the Russians are, that they're in the fight, in the war, going to war with the Russians, she's trying to hurry up and she gets a little frantic. She hears some noise and she's all like, where are the girls? She pulls out her pistols, trying to see where they are, but it's just the girls. They hop out the closet. Okay, she grabs the girls. They go out to the car. She puts them in the car. She puts them in the car and she's all like, oh, my ring. I got to go back and get my ring. Now, I'm going to just ask y'all, would you knowingly, okay, you're the wife of the head of the Dixie Mafia, right? Or the Hustlers. You are his wife. You're in a mobster family. Would you go back to fucking get your ring after knowing that you and the Russians are going to the war? No, in the fuck you would not. No, in the fuck you would not. You would not. But she did. And when she did, there was a surprise. There was a Russian waiting for her. She pulled the trigger on her gun, but her ass hadn't had it loaded, okay? I don't know what the fuck is going on, but she didn't have the fucker loaded. However, he shot at her. She moved to the side, got on the ground, ended up stabbing him. He falls. She jumps up and whoops his ass with that damn gold statue. I mean, I was like, get him, Wanda, get him. Fuck him up. Like, y'all gotta excuse me. A lot of expletives when I get super excited. And I was excited that she was whooping on his ass. However, that excitement instantly dropped when the other Russian fucking shot her through the window in the stomach. And I want to say he used a shotgun because that hole was kind of big and they looked like a buckshot had been, hole. You know what I'm saying? Like had been blown into her. I was instantly like devastated. Like I just knew she was going to make it through, be triumphant over this little situation. But she was not, honey. She was not. They cut over back to Shishi's. Wait, I think I might be off. Hold on. I'm going to look at my notes. Yeah. So they cut back over to Shishi's and Uncle Daddy is like, something's not right. She's not here yet. She's not answering her phone. Let's go, Bryce. They go to the house. When they get to the house, they leave. Let me see what happened before then. Okay. They get to the house and they scream for Wanda. Mama, Wanda, Mama, Wanda. Get up the stairs. There Wanda is on the ground, bleeding out to death. Okay. I mean, they're doing some really good acting right now. Because in this moment, I was feeling the sentimental moment between Uncle Daddy, or Clay, and his wife Wanda. And she was saying, I got one of them. And he was like, yeah, I know you did. And I love you. And oh, please don't leave me. We're going to get you to the hospital. And it was really a touching moment. You even heard her talk about her relationship with her dad as it related to him. But she was like, you were all that and more. Like, you was a piece of shit, but you're so much more than that too. And I love you. And he's all like, I can't live without you. Like, that's that good old love. Like, I ain't gonna make it without you. And she's all like, yeah, you gonna make it. But it was really, I mean, I almost shed a tear, but then I realized who it was. I mean, come on now. I didn't cry. However, in the process, Wanda said the kids were in the car. So Bryce went outside to look for the kids. And who did he find? He only found one, the white daughter, Bailey. And on her forehead was, bring us Roller. Okay? Little black Brienne was nowhere to be found. He goes in the house and he tells Uncle Daddy that. And again, Bryce is trying to call Jen, to no avail. We cut over to Desna's house, and the gang, the mystery machine, the gang walks into the house. And Dean's all like, I need to talk to you. I need to ask you a question. Why in the fuck was Roller trying to kill you? And she's all like, not now, Dean. It's not the right time. It's a long story. He's like, I got all the time in the world. And pretty much he finds out that Desna and Virginia attempted to kill Roller. And Dean is upset. And he's like, I don't understand why. And she was like, my life is out of control. And he was like, and I'm trying to do better. He was like, do better. Stop making poor fucking decisions. Like, your brother told you. The one with autism said, get your shit together. Stop making poor ass fucking decisions, okay? And he goes off to his room because he's upset. Because now, you know, he loved Roller, but Roller tried to kill my sister. But you tried to kill him first. Like, what the fuck is really happening? And you wouldn't let me kill the Kuntzes. So Bryce is still looking for Jen, and Jen is still not answering. Bryce has called Desna looking for Jen, and because Jen's not answering the phone to tell her that the Russians have Brienne. And unfortunately, Desna's all like, we don't know where she is. Now, granted, they're a little frantic and they think that something could have possibly happened to her. But as my best friend, I'm going to need you to do a little more covering for me than that. Like, do not give all the information out right now, please, and thank you. Like, he's worried too, but is he? Like, that ain't where his mind goes. I don't know. But I'm all like, bitch, come up with a better scenario than that, okay? Because, you know, but then again, she don't know that she fucking with the Jewish hottie. And all of a sudden, they all talk about where they looked for Jen and that they couldn't find her. And then all of a sudden, China Doll says, I'm not trying to be a snitch or anything, but sometimes Jen goes over to the Jewish Mosaic Center or whatever it's called, and she comes back smelling like yard onions and conditioner. Y'all know what that is? The smell of sex, like they've been in there rustling and tussling, and then I'm going to spray something on me. Desna leaves and she goes over to the Jewish hottie's house. When she gets there, he's very surprised to see her, and she's looking like, you know, very urgent in her face. This is urgent. Where is Jen? Jen comes out the room and she's instantly like, don't judge me. This is what I need. Blah, 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 blah. And shuts up when she looks at Desna's face, because Desna is now crying. She has tears in her eyes and she's all like, the Russians have Brienne. As a mother, you instantly go into crazy mama frantic mode. Let me grab my shit. I'm in his shirt, but I'm finna walk up out of here. But I'm cursing you out. None of this shit would have happened, Desna, if it wasn't for you and your shit. At one point, I was like, oh, don't blame that on her. But then again, I thought, well, she's right. And I'm not even talking about the Roller situation, because Desna was like, this is Roller's fault. But what I'm talking about is when she was in there with Reva and told Reva that Roller had told the hustlers that they tried to kill him. You understand what I'm saying? So If she hadn't opened her mouth, that wouldn't have been, none of this would have happened. So again, it falls back on Desna. I'm going to need her to learn how to be quiet. Shh, be quiet. Shut up. Shut your mouth, girl. Stop trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho and saving everybody. Shut your ass up. So now we end up at Shishi's. Okay, when we get to Shishi's, we see that Bailey is there and she's getting cleaned up by Bryce and one of the transgender strippers. I still can't believe that that's a transgender strip club. I didn't catch that at first. Them bitches look good, okay? They look better than you and me. Yeah, they do. So, Roller then walks in and I'm all like, what the fuck is he all happy-go-lucky? Because he see Bailey? Nigga, that is not the attitude that you should have after you done been through the ordeal that you've been through and you done killed a Russian and we about to go to war. Listen, check on her, but don't be all like, hey, baby, I'm happy to see you. What the fuck? Like, okay, you dumbass fuck. Like, you have really lost your mind. That woman Gladys has really took you to the left. I told y'all that, though, already. I really feel like she took him way off. He is no longer here with us on Earth. Everybody's there at Shishi's. When I say everybody, Bryce, Uncle Daddy, Jen, Roller, Desna. Reva calls. Reva says, we have the little girl. I want Roller's head for Brienne. You can have her back. Bring me his head. Uncle Daddy goes off on a tangent. When you look in there, you see Brienne eating ice cream. Like, I mean, and she's doing relatively well. Like, Reva's treating her fine. But you know what was a trip? I was like, that bitch Reva is dripping with money, okay? I mean, out her ass wealthy. Because she's got one of those old school phones, okay? And she is having her butler hold the phone on a tray while she talks and walks. And I was like, that's when you got stupid money. Because they don't do that shit no more. You got stupid money, Reva, okay? Reva gets tired of talking to Uncle Daddy and says, I want to talk to the manicurist. Send the manicurist. I'm tired of talking to men. Men are stupid for the most part, is what she was saying. Like, you're stupid. But also says, ask Roller who Olga is. Ask Roller about Olga. Now, see, here is one of those, who's Olga? Because that's what I wrote down as soon as she said, tell Roller to tell you about Olga. I said, who in the fuck is Olga? Who is Olga? Olga is Reva's niece, okay, that Roller fucked. He thought she was 25, but she was 17. In his word, he dropped a load in her and the bitch got pregnant and had the baby. Desna's over there pissed like, you dirty bastard. I was like, you old nasty fuck. Just going and sticking your dick and everything, dropping loads left and right. You done had a baby with this bitch and look at you all in Desna's face the whole fucking time. I'm all like, wow. Well, y'all like, wow. But you know, that's what it be like in their life. They be like that. Nasty. When he hears what happens, when Uncle Daddy hears what happens, he gets upset and he's all like, you was a stupid ass fuck just like your daddy was. That's what got your daddy shot, being stupid. How about that? We knew it was something, but there's some more shit gonna come out about that relationship. Bryce then rushes Roller. Bryce rushes Roller. Nobody is discussing the issue at hand, which is Brienne and Reva. Bryce rushes Roller, fights him. It becomes a three-way brawl, right, between Bryce, Uncle Daddy, and Roller. And all of a sudden you hear Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. I'm all like, where the fuck did that loud music come on? It wasn't no music coming on, and then all of a sudden here it is. Y'all funny. Oh, wait, let me back up, y'all. Let me back up. I'm sorry. So before Bryce knocks Roller out, Desna says, because now she's hurt about Olga, tell him about the money, Clay. So now's a good time to tell him about the money, Roller. Tell Clay about the money, Roller. And he's all like, what money? He said, I've had to give them $30,000 a month to be quiet. So he said, well, how much money have you given them and where's the money? He said, I've given them $360K. So 360 grand divided by 30,000 a month. He'd been paying them for 12 months for the issue that he had with Olga. So it had to have happened at least a year ago, and they were fucking with each other at that time, right? I mean, math only tells us that that's right. So let's fast forward back to after the brawl. Now that they are a unity fest and shit, crying and hugging and shit. Desna and Toby both looking like what the fuck, especially Desna. Toby's gone. He went to turn the music off. But Desna's looking like, you stupid fucks. This is stupid as fuck. And they're having a hug fest, and I'm sorry, daddy, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. And they sit down, and Roller then spills the beans. Like, I'm all like, this is a bitch ass nigga. Like, I thought you was handling that shit yourself, but instead, you gonna have Uncle Daddy handle it. You gonna say Desna and Virginia are the ones that tried to kill you, and just like you wanted, Uncle Daddy pulls the motherfucking gun, points it in Desna's face. And Desna is being a boss bitch. She is cool as a fucking cucumber. Do you hear me? And say, you might as well pull the trigger now, Clay. Because if it wasn't going to be me, somebody else was going to kill your stupid ass baby boy. Because he's stupid and he makes stupid ass decisions. And we see that he's stupid as fuck the entire time. But Uncle Daddy realizes he cannot kill her because why? Reva asked for her specifically. And he tells her, if it wasn't for that, I would kill your ass. And she looks at Jen and tells Jen, I'm going to get your baby back. So Desna arrives at Reva's mansion. It's a beautiful mansion. And she's all like, I want to see Brienne. Give me Brienne. I need to see that she's okay, Reva. Reva is fucking ignoring her fucking request. Here, you drink coffee? Sit down, have some coffee. Like, we fucking finna have tea and crumpets and shit. This is expensive coffee. La 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 la. And it's that coffee that comes out of monkey poop, I think it is, or cat poop, or whatever it is. But it's gross, and she spits it out, and she again says, I really want to see Brienne. And Brienne rolls up on a motherfucking horse or a pony, honey, looking all pristine and like she's fucking wealthy too. Desna goes and says something to her. She's fine, and they take her off. He said, Reva says, I don't see Roller's head. Roller's head for the kid. It's not here, so you don't get the kid, right? So she tells her about an offer that of $250K, which ends up being an insult. I mean, I would be insulted too. Like, you killed two of my people and you talking about $250K? That ain't gonna squash shit. We ain't even, my nigga. Like, what? What? That's what boss bitches do. So, Reva says, go ahead, kill the girl. And then Desna says, I know what your tattoos mean on your fingers, right? And really, I'm all like, okay, they're going to give us some good insight. This is going to be what I need to see, right, when it comes to Reva, right? Okay, well, they cut to Polly and Quiet Ann, and Polly asked Quiet Ann, has she heard from Arlene? And the answer is no. But up walks Marnie, and Marnie is looking a little distorted, a little distraught, and she's all like, we're moving again. My mom is crazy. Can I hang out? Polly's like, no. Now, you could tell that something's going on with Marnie. You could see that something's not right, and like maybe Polly should have just told her to come in and sit down, but she did not. Anyway, so we get back to Desna. No, we don't get back to Desna. We go to Jen and Bryce at Shishi's. And Bryce is like, bitch, where you been? He don't say that, but he's like, Jen, where were you? We were looking for you. She switches it on him, and she's all like, we all know you on that shit again. Like, that's what we do when we, when we in the wrong. We quick to be like, we know you on that shit. We know you fucking with that shit. We switch blame, deflect, that's the right word, so that it gets off of us. But he's all like, don't change the subject. Where were you? Where the fuck were you? And she ends up saying that she was with Hank. And he was like, not with Hank, that she was with somebody. And he was like, who was it? Who had their dick all up in you? Or whatever, cock or whatever the fuck, he said. And she tells him. She tells him Hank. And he's all like, the Jewish dude from the center next door. And, she begins to cry. You made me do it. Again, pushing blame. Even though she may have been pushed to the arms of another man, nobody put her finger, a gun to her head and made her fuck him. So she still has to take responsibility for her actions, no matter what what pushed you there, no matter if your husband was unattentive, if your husband had been cheating on you, any of that shit, no matter what it was, you have to take responsibility for the part you played, and the part you played was opening your legs. And pretty much that's what he said. I forced you to be a whore. She got up, slapped him, and was like, I'd rather be a whore than a murderer. Then they go back and forth, and he's all like, you knew that your friend tried to kill Roller, but you let me kill the Kuntzes. And she was like, I didn't know. And he's all frantic, all crackheadish and shit. I mean, you know, now he's about to have a nervous breakdown. I bet you next season, he's going to be all smoked out, cracked out, and she's going to be really with Hank. They're going to be in a relationship or some shit. I don't know. But something going to happen where he going to be on that shit again, and they ain't going to be able to fuck with him like that. So we get back to Desna, and Desna begins to talk about the tattoos on her hand. And Reva clowns her like, oh, bitch, you got Google. Like, ha, 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 you got Google. So then she has to go a step further. She has to figure out, how do I get Brienne back? And she goes and she offers 25% of Uncle Daddy's business without even consulting with Uncle Daddy. Like, I'm all like, that's ballsy bitch, but you do a lot of shit like that. You do a lot of decision making without letting people know, but then figure out a way to get the people to be on your side. She's really crafty. That's why she's the boss, because she's crafty like she is. But Reva's all like, nah, not 25%, 75%. And then Desna's all like 50%. So they agree on 50%. And I really was looking like, what the fuck are you doing? So before we get back to Shishi's to discuss that, we get to Polly's house. Now I want to know, how in the fuck is Polly have the ability to get home and get all fancy, dolled up, all of this shit happening, and getting ready to fuck Ken? Like, they both having rough days and shit, and they getting ready to get it on. Now I'm glad that they, working it out, because I think Polly should have somebody. She does deserve to be happy and to be loved. But she looks out the window, or she hears something, and she goes to the window, and she sees what? Marnie, her mom, and an Elvis impersonator. Marnie's crackhead mom is trying to sell her to Elvis. We can see it out the window without even the words going, being heard, because she's like showing her off and shit. Polly goes outside to save the day and say, well, what's going on? What do you want? Comes back in the house, asks Ken how much money he has. He says, I got $80. She said, give it to me. She goes into her secret stash and she gets her money out. Then she also grabs her Gucci bag, her vintage Gucci bag with the bamboo handle, and goes outside, and you see her barter with the mom. The mom takes it. The girl cries a little bit. They come inside the room, and we find out that, like we thought, the mom was selling Marnie to the Elvis impersonator because she couldn't afford to take her with her to Myrtle Beach. That's some fucked up shit. But I kind of knew, when they had that anniversary party, I knew that Marnie would probably end up being with Polly, and it just looks like that's what's going to happen. And it actually looks like Ken is going to be a part of it, and they're actually going to be a family. I wouldn't be surprised if next season you see the three of them living at Dr. Ken's house as a family, raising Marnie. You understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. It looks like that's where we're headed. That'll have a whole nother connotation to it. So we get back to Shishi's, and the hillbillies, I don't remember where they from. I think they from the South, come in, and they offer their condolences about Wanda, but they also say, we're looking for Ted from Georgia. He's missing, but I'm going to leave Circus here with you to help you with your situation. Then Desna walks in and tells them about Reva, and that she wants 50% of the business, and you can have the girl back. Jen goes nuts on fucking Roller. He gives a speech about the boys are all that he has left, and Reva can have whatever she wants, which was a shocker. I was like, okay, that's a good move, I guess, but I would have gave Roller's fucking head all the shit that he didn't cause and he didn't been through. So then we see them in the car. He said, but we need to have a meeting with her first. So here's where it gets real interesting. They all get in the car and they go over to Reva's. Okay, now it got to be the same day because you got Jen and Bryce in the same clothes, but everybody else has on new clothes. And then there's another player there. It's the a fucking Chinese lady or Asian lady. I mean, I say Chinese because I don't know. An Asian lady. And I'm all like, who in the fuck is this Asian lady? Well, they walk into the establishment, and it's a bunch of old people partying. It's a bunch of old people doing a Humpty dance, having a good time. Very unsuspecting, like we're just having brunch somewhere or meeting at a restaurant, but they are partying and having a good time. Like, I see myself being like that when I get to be that age, still partying. Jen sees her daughter first and runs to her, and the Russians stop her, like the Russian guards stop her, and the little girl gets stopped by Reva. And Reva's like, Desna's like, what's going on? She was like, I want Roller's head. I don't want 50% of the business no more. Well, Roller all of a sudden decides to have some morals and some values or something, feels some ethics or some shit, and decides he wants to go ahead and go with the Russians so that they could get Brienne back. They sit down to talk. You can see Roller in the background held by the Russians. They sit down to talk, and Reva's like, I want 100% of your business. He pulls the Asian chick, gives the paperwork out. She begins to sign the paperwork, and then Circus walks up. Circus walks up and points the gun at Reva. This is when shit gets real crafty. Points the gun at Reva. Uncle Daddy's all like, I ain't giving you shit. Change of plans, I ain't giving you shit. Well, boom, all of a sudden, Circus turns the gun back on fucking Clay. And he's all like, and Reva's laughing. And she's all like, ha, 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 whatever, right? Reva's laughing. He's been double-crossed. And Circus is like, I'm a businessman. Good thing he got to me. Good thing you got to me first, Reva. Because, it would have worked out differently. Then in the background, while that's going on, you see Bryce and Dr. Ken stab the two Russians in the neck with some kind of, sedative or something to knock them out for Roller to come out. And all of a sudden, Roller comes in and puts the gun up to Reva's head. I have to look at it because it was such a twist and turn. And they take Circus's gun, right? And the tables look like they turn yet again and are in Uncle Daddy's favor. All of a sudden, the fucking entire establishment of old people pull guns out on Uncle Daddy and them. And Reva's all like, I don't play no games. Like, and I was thinking to myself, now what made you think that you was going on her territory that she wouldn't be prepared for that shit? Reva is the ultimate boss, okay? She is prepared. She is fucking prepared. And what we see that happens next is that Reva says, now that we've gotten this settled, stay right here. I need to talk to you. And she's talking to Desna. So they leave us unfinished with the Desna and Reva conversation. And we go into Glint Nails. And they have moved into the salon. Everybody starts walking in. Here, grab your aprons. This is where we are. The first people to walk in were Dean and Virginia. And Dean says tomorrow's the big day. So I'm all like, what big day is tomorrow? Are they getting married tomorrow? Like, don't be alluding to shit. Or is tomorrow the big day that we opening up? Or are we opening up today? Like, I was confused, but I really think it's that they getting married. And Desna and Dean have a conversation and she apologizes. But the real thing that's happening is in the bathroom at Glint Nails. We see Virginia and she's looking at a pregnancy test. And baby, the motherfucker is positive. She is pregnant, honey, with Dean's baby. At least that's what we think. I wonder, is that going to be the twist that it ain't going to be his baby? She been fucking other people like Roller too? Or it's Roller's baby? Because she was fucking Roller before she was fucking Dean? Ah! Okay, oh my God. Like, come on, y'all. So we see that she is in shock too in her own self. Walks out and joins everyone else as they walk in. How's this person, how's that person? They all walk in. And then Desna says, I have some news. Everybody's excited about starting Glint. And Desna's all like, I have some news. Part of the deal to get Brienne back was that I would continue to money launder money out of nail artisans. And everybody is devastated, shocked, and appalled. But let's just be real. My girl Jimmy Pink, honey, go check her out. Go check her out. She got a hell of a review going. She said it, though. She ain't going to be able to get out of that. She thought it might have been Uncle Daddy, but it was the truth. She wasn't going to be able to get out of that. I think I might have alluded to it. And so she says, Jen, I'm sorry for everything. Here, these are for you. You can have the place. And it's a nice little key and everything that she got it set on, all blinged up or whatever. And Jen's all like, I don't want it. And she passes it to Polly, who passes it to Quiet Ann, who passes it to Virginia, and they all say, where you go, I go. Because that's part of the plan. They also start talking about what their criminal behavior is. You know, attempted murder, identity theft, adultery, aggravated assault, and again, you know, attempted murder. But you see that they are back, you know, as a group of strong women holding each other down, being supportive, you know, that support system that I'm always talking about. But here's the shit that really fucking threw me for a loop, y'all. So after they have their kumbaya moment, we see the hustlers, Uncle Daddy, Roller, and Bryce pull up to a warehouse. They go into the warehouse and you see some black guys patting them down, right? My mind ain't going nowhere except for, oh, okay, this is the black equivalent to them. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking nothing else. So they walk up, they get patted down, they walk up to where the boss is. Now, we can see the back of his head. Now, I knew who the fuck it was when I saw it. I was like, oh, fuck me. Are you kidding me? Like, I knew who it was. I'm you know, honey, yeah. You know, I'm in love with that man on TV. And they start talking, and he's all like, Uncle Daddy is like, we really need to work together. That Russian bitch is trying to corner the market, blah, 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 blah. And baby, Dr. Greg turns around and is like, what do you have in mind? So Roller and Bryce are shocked as fuck because they just met him, you know, a few days ago at Desna's house. And I mean, I'm looking at him like, yes, ain't nothing like a man that got his shit together, but got a little hustler in him. Y'all, I mean, he carries himself like a real doctor, not like he on the top of the food chain in the drug game. Yeah, you know, and again, my girl Jimmy Pink, she pointed that shit out. She was like, something ain't right about him. You know, maybe they're going to pull him in. Go and watch her reviews. A lot of times we have opposing or different views of the same episodes, but go check her out. I'm going to put her link in my description box below. We are like sisters. I mean, we got the same kind of flavor, like all truth. Go give it to you real and raw. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Did I miss anything? What did you think about the finale for season 1? Were you into it like I was? It was so much to take in, but it was so well worth all of the ups and downs and twists and turns. I'm so sad that it has come to an end, and now we have to wait all the way until summer 18 for you to want to come back and watch Claws. I hope you watch another one of my reviews. But since we're talking about season 2, 2018, where do you think Claws is headed now? I mean, we've got a great setup for the next season. Okay, let's start with Dean and Virginia. They're supposed to get married. We just found out Virginia is pregnant. Who is she pregnant by? Is it Dean or is it Roller? Or is it some other random ass nigga she was fucking and we didn't know about? You know they tricky like that. Then you got Polly and Dr. Ken and their budding relationship. I think that's going to be great. But do you think that they may have some issues as it relates to how they raise Miss Marnie, since she is now a entity in their relationship? I believe that they're going to actually become a unit and all live together. How do you think that's going to play out? And then I want to talk about Quiet and Arlene. We just saw Polly ask Quiet Ann about Arlene. We don't know what happened to Arlene, so I want to know what happened to Arlene. We know she didn't call, but what happened? She's probably sitting in jail, right? You know, Arlene ain't doing nothing but thinking about how she got set up. Let's just talk about that, which means full circle, she's going to bring back the shit that Desna had the Kuntas killed, right? Like, come on. Then you have Bryce and Jen. What's going to happen? I believe Bryce is going to continue to use drugs. He may try and go back into a program or something, but really no. And I think Jen is still going to keep fucking Hank because he gives her what she's missing in her current relationship, because Bryce is now all in with the hustlers from the Dixie Mafia. Lastly, so how do you think Desna is going to operate with Reva? I mean, she's pretty easy to work with. But Desna is a little manipulative. You know, she's kind of crafty. I just want y'all to know, I think that about her. She is a little bit crafty. But I think that their relationship will be fine, but there will be some twists and turns as it relates to the two of them. But for me, I want to know about Dr. Greg and Desna. Where do you think that's going to lie? How do you think that the hustlers are going to relate to Dr. Greg? Where do you think that they're going to go with their relationship? Furthermore, how do you think Desna's going to find out that Dr. Greg is more than just a lady doctor, that he actually is a pill pusher too? And how is she going to react? Do you think somebody is going to slip and tell her, or is he going to tell her himself? I don't know. It's going to slip out and it's going to be all, you know, that kind of bullshit, because we need that in our lives. I can't wait to keep reviewing this with you in summer 2018. I hate that this is coming to an end. I'm having a little separation anxiety with you. So if there's something that you think you want to see me review, even if it's a movie, you know, if it's a new series, it's a series that's been out, that's getting ready to start, just let me know down in the comments below, because I want you to stay around and remember that you are part of my family. You are a ray of sunshine. I love you for real. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will see you on the next video.